Alright, so we talked about failure number 1, which was Bondi Beach, Australia. Now let's talk about failure number 2, which was Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Now, this attack happened also over the weekend. I think it was the same day, but I could be wrong. A gunman walked into a classroom in Brown University and shot, I believe, 11 people. 9 were injured, 2 were killed. Now, Brown University, as you may guess, is a college. Colleges are gun-free zones. Carry of a firearm or even ownership of a firearm on a college campus is strictly prohibited not only by state but by federal law. Rhode Island has some of the stricter gun laws in the United States. You require a state permission slip to even purchase a handgun. A handgun was used in this attack. There is a 7-day waiting period for owning a handgun. You must be 21 to own a handgun. There are all these restrictions in place. Not only that, but it took place on a gun-free zone. And of course, it still happened. Because people that actually call for these gun control laws, the kind that Rhode Island has and the kind that are enacted on college campuses, they never seem to understand the fact that 98% of all mass shootings in the United States happen in gun-free zones, where guns are prohibited. Because the evil and the criminally minded do not follow your gun laws. They do not give a crap about what you say they can and cannot have. In fact, they love them. Because shooters like this, and I believe this was a targeted attack, and one of the people that was killed is a young lady who I believe was the president of the campus's Young Republicans chapter, or something along those lines, College Republicans, something like that. And I believe the 9 people who were injured were also members, or some of them are members of that same organization. So this sounds political, but I won't get into that. Guys, this is yet another failure of gun control policies. And of course, the rowdy left, all the Democrats, all the usual suspects are screaming for, you guessed it, more gun control laws, because all the gun control laws that were already in place to prevent this from happening didn't prevent this from happening. In fact, it made it easier for it to happen. This is a cycle we have seen way too many times, guys. This is why people like me and everybody else in the GunTube space will never stop preaching the gospel of why gun control does not work. It has never worked. It will never work. Stop beating your head against the wall. Because a wise man said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. I could not think of a better description of gun control in general. Because over and over again, the advocates for gun control keep saying, well, if we disarm everyone, then crime will go away. They disarm everyone. Well, lo and behold, the people that don't follow laws don't follow the laws, and crime explodes, and things like this happen. So what's their answer? Well, we need to disarm you harder. This is why these things fail. This is why they will never work, and why people like me, I say it again, will never stop advocating against it. It's also why everyone out there who's watching this video, or others like it, needs to stay armed, stay informed, and stay frosty, my friends.